Hey, I'm Kate.
And I'm Mia, and we are two sophomores at Wilmerding High School in San Francisco, California.
We are interested in the chemical and housing inequities on Treasure Island.
Our video explores the radioactive waste found on the island in conjunction with low-income housing there.
To provide context, Treasure Island is a man-made island in the middle of the San Francisco Bay, which was built in 1936 for the World Fair. The island provides a picturesque view of the San Francisco skyline.
It has since become an option for those unable to live in San Francisco to have a quick commute into the city.
After the World Fair, the island was later used by the Navy to process military personnel.
Post-World War II, the Navy utilized Treasure Island as a decontamination site to educate Navy students about radioactive materials and warfare.
After the year 2000, officials began and continued to find more radioactive waste left behind by the Navy.
Over 1,289 low-level radiation items were found in total. While many were low-level, some items were found to have serious health repercussions.
The Navy used paint containing radium to paint their ships. This was left over on the island and is very dangerous.
Radium is an element which can cause anemia, cataracts, fractured teeth, cancer, and death if exposed to higher levels over a long period of time.
Officials reported finding radium pieces that emitted enough radiation for a person at close range to receive in an hour 5 times the maximum radiation a nuclear worker is allowed to absorb in a year.
According to the CDC, lead, dioxins, petroleum, and over 1,000 radioactive materials have been discovered on the island, which can cause
anemia, weakness, kidney and brain damage, hormonal problems, infertility, cancer, possible diabetes, skin irritation, eye irritation, dizziness, headache, nausea, and in extreme cases, death.
A reporter from the KALW said in a 2013 report, quote, "The California Department of Public Health said they found a radioactive fragment underneath a grassy area that, if held for an hour, could cause radiation burns, hair loss, and ulceration."
According to another source, quote, "One scrap of foil measured so radioactive that standing a foot away would be the equivalent of receiving one chest x-ray every 10 minutes.
And, quote, "More than 50 objects, if held 1 foot away for less than a day, would expose residents to more radiation than the annual public limit."
Yikes! Once again, it was reported that, quote, "Residents for years have complained to the state authorities of asthma, rashes, lumps, children's hair loss, and cancers," end quote, which may have links to the radioactive waste on the island.
In 1997, Treasure Island closed as a naval base and reopened to the public. Since then, the city has used the island to help support the homeless and low-income families of San Francisco.
The fact that the city was using and thinking of using Treasure Island as a housing solution when there was radioactive waste on the island is unfair. Affordable housing has been built on the island already, which is an injustice to those in this affordable housing, as they should not have to live somewhere where there is a high risk that they will come in contact with radioactive substances.
A $15 million grant was put towards creating affordable housing on Treasure Island in July 2019, a plan that has been approved to erect homes, offices, and restaurants. There are already several housing developments set in motion, but this large-scale plan will reform the entire island.
San Francisco officials are aware of the health concern that is caused by the radioactive waste, yet still decide to move forward with their plan for more affordable housing.
This is environmentally unjust to lower-income people by putting their health at risk. People who are low income do not deserve to be exposed to toxic chemicals just because this is the only place they can afford to live.